Have you ever wondered who lived the longest lives in the Bible? Some of the earliest men recorded in Scripture lived almost 1,000 years. Today, let's take a journey through the top 5 longest-lived men in the Bible. At number 5 is Seth. Seth was the third son of Adam and Eve, given to them after the tragedy of Abel's death. Genesis chapter 5, verse 8 tells us that Seth lived for 912 years. His life continued the godly line that would eventually lead to Noah. At number 4 is Adam himself, the very first man. Genesis chapter 5 verse 5 records that Adam lived 930 years. His story is the beginning of humanity, and his long life shows how different the world was in those earliest days. At number 3 we have Noah. Most people remember him for building the ark, but Noah also lived for 950 years according to Genesis chapter 9 verse 29. After the flood, he lived another 350 years, bridging the world before and after that global event. At number 2 comes Jared. Genesis chapter 5 verse 20 says, Jared lived for 962 years. He was an ancestor of Noah and the father of Enoch, the man who walked with God and was taken up without seeing death. Jared's long life connects 2 important generations. And finally, at number 1 is Methuselah, the most famous of all for his age. Genesis chapter 5 verse 27 tells us Methuselah lived for 969 years, making him the oldest man recorded in the Bible. He was Noah's grandfather and lived right up until the time of the Great Flood. These incredible ages remind us of a time when human lifespans were far beyond what we know today. Whether we see them as history or as signs of God's plan in those early generations, they point us to the truth that life itself is a gift from God, and that every generation plays a role in His story,